So, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everyone. This is Bryan here, your web design educator at Show Academy, and you're all extremely welcome to Lesson 5, Practical Session, WordPress e-commerce. So, good evening, everyone, for my last lecture here at Show Academy. So, yes, you guys are going to be my last group of students that I'll be teaching here. So, yes. So, in this lesson, what we're going to do is we are going to... Sorry, there we go. Am I back? Am I back? Oh, perfect, excellent. So, so in this lesson, we're going to create just a fictional store called the Cookie Shake Shop, and we're just going to set it up using WordPress, install a theme, get the e-commerce plugins up and ready, and then just get a few other essential plugins knocked in there as well. So, very quickly before we begin, let's just have our sound check. So, can you hear me? If you can hear me, please type yes there into your chat box. So, hi there, England. Hi there, Cape Town. Hi there. Hi there, Gordon. Hi there, Yana, Camilla, Gustav, Sean, Christine, Carmen, Shante, Redna, Donna Marie, Sue, Chris, Amaret, Helen, Sabrina, Charlene, Beethoven, Marina, Joaquin, Daniel. Hello, everybody. Perfect. All right, well, it seems that I'm coming out loud and clear. Hi there, Sabrina, Duncan, and Yana again. Hi there. Very good. All right, guys. All right, well, then let's get started. End of the slideshow. So I've got here all of those. Let's put these over here and let's open up our XAMPP. So I've got my XAMPP up and running. I'm actually just going to stop all these for now. There we go, so we can start them again. Perfect. Start and start. Excellent. So hopefully now this has been extracting away in the background, so hopefully it has extracted. We all remember how long it took WordPress to extract on this machine in the last class. So let's go ahead and take a look. Explorer. So I've clicked my little Explorer button here to open up my XAMPP kind of file base. And if you remember where we hold, so this is everything that's running the PHP, it's running the Perl, it's running MySQL, it's running Mercury Mail, it's running all of that kind of stuff. But really where I want to go is I want to go to my HT docs, my hypertext documents, yeah? HT docs, hypertext documents. It's exactly where I need to go to find all my website stuff. So I did extract WordPress, just where are you? Let's see here. Demo WordPress 4.6.1. Excellent, that's where I want to go. I will call this CSS, the Cookie Shake Stop. There we go. Put these back into HT docs so I can have it in the root folder. And there we go. So CSS is there. Oh yes, so guys, as web designers, so Melaine asks, do you need administrator rights in XAMPP to install WordPress locally? I would recommend that if anyone out there is doing anything, if you take that step back, and become a creator with the computer, you should have administration rights. You are extremely limited if you don't have administration rights. So you should really be logged in as administrator anytime you're web designing, anytime you're looking to make any kind of applications. You should be logged in as as an administrator. Well, I am an administrator, so all my stuff is running as administrator. I can't remember the last time I've had to right-click on an application and run it as administrator. I think last time I did that was Windows XP. But if that's what works, for you, then go ahead and do it. For me, I'm just double-clicking and it's working just fine. But that could be because I am an administrator on this computer. For any kind of development, though, on your local machine, create yourself a user account, make sure it's an absolute administrator, and use that for any kind of your developments. All right? All right. Well, Melinda, if you'd like to post that there to Facebook, and we'll see if we'll be able to help out with that. All right, so let's see. So I've got my CSS here. So let me just pop back into my XAMPP controller. So I want to view, I would like to go in to my browser, and go into my local host, because I can see both my ports are running there. So I'm running Apache, I'm running MySQL, that's all I need. So let's go to localhost. But more specifically, I want to go to localhost/CSS, because that's the name of this folder here. So /CSS. And once this starts to load up, we will be able to start installing WordPress. So perfect. All right. So if we can remember my steps from last day so I don't mess up too much, let's try and just make sure we get this running smoothly this time. So I'm opening up PHP My Admin. So what I did there is I know that I have to create a database for my WordPress to install it. So I've clicked My Admin there, and now I've opened up my PHP admin. So here we go. That's no problem, Cindy. That's no problem, Cindy. Julian's a great instructor. You wouldn't have been amiss to be in his class. So here we go. Databases. Database name. So this will be my COOKIE. Perfect. Stephen, remember. Do I have that in there before? I do not. That's quite weird. All right. Cookie Shake Shop. There we go. Create that. There we have it. So I have Cookie Shake Shop, and I'll copy that. What I'll do, whoops. And I'll also check out my users here. Where are my users? Applications. All right. That's fine. PHP My Admin. All right. So now let us go back in here. WordPress, so I am English UK to make sure it actually gets my proper spelling. There we go. And then let's go. So my database name is, whoops, that's not what I called it at all. Is Cookie Shake Shop. My username is, what is my username again? If I can remember from the last one. Events, routines, privileges, operations, import, export. Ooh, where's my users gone? PHP My Admin. And users. Root and no password. Exactly right, guys. Thank you very much for that. Root and no password. So my username is root. I've got no password. My database host is localhost, and I will give this a prefix of CSS. Submit. Just taking a look here, just to make sure I haven't messed anything up. And here we go. Are we good? Are we good? Yes. All right, sunshine. You've made it through this part of the installation. We can now do this. Let's run the install. All right. So this is going to be COOKIES. Oh, perfect. Cookie Shake Shop. My admin will be admin shake. This is fantastic. This computer's doing all the work for me. And my password is nice and strong there. So I'll take that. I'll open up my Excel. EXCEL. Blank. And I will just paste that there for now. Whoops, delete. My username is admin shake, SHAKE. And my password is that. There we go. All right, and my email is web.design@shawacademy.com. Perfect. And this button here, guys, this button here, discourage search engines from indexing the site. If you are doing a real development, if you're developing this for a client and you're developing on a server that's connected to the internet, Google, Bing, all those search engines will actually find your site eventually because they're naturally just going out, testing the internet, sending out their crawler bots to go and map the internet. Now, if you have that clicked, what will happen is that the search engines will completely ignore it. Will completely ignore it, and they will still read your site front to back. But what they will do is they won't hold it against you if you are incomplete, or if you're not following certain guidelines, or if you're just, having a mess around. They'll understand that you're building the site. So if you are building a site on a live server that's connected to the internet, do have that bit there ticked. So I'm going to tick this now, and I can show you how to turn it off when we actually go in to the WordPress site. So that's a good SEO tip for you guys, search engine optimization. If you're developing, say, on Godaddy, make sure you click that when you're installing. There we go, install. All right, and just to make sure, debut, are you? Yes, perfect. All right, so here we go, installing away. Well, while this is installing, even better, just done. Excellent. Let's get into my downloads folder while I'm here. Admin Shake, you remember my password? Fantastic, log me in. Oh, no, you're remembering an old password. Well, then let me take this, I'll put you in there, and log in. All right, so here we go. So we are on. Do you want Google Chrome to update your password site? No, this is all. Yes, I do. Update the password. Perfect. All right, so we're back in here again. So we're back to the start again. Well, now the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and get a few plugins. There isn't really an option to keep your site invisible while you're working on it, Cindy. What you would do is you would create a landing page. Just a page with no menu bar, no footer, so there's no links. But you can always get around it. You can always get around it by just typing like /ASDF and stuff like that. But you can also get a plugin, like a landing page plugin that will hide it from users who aren't logged in. You can do stuff like that as well. You can actually hide your site from users who aren't logged in. I think it's easy to just create a landing page and then just have that as the landing page, so you can always send your client an easy URL so they're able to get around it. All right, so there's a few things I need. I will get super cache. Yeah, so super cache. So actually what I'll do while I'm here, Facebook, put you over here. I'll keep my UWDC Grace students open. Beer Wine at Hotmail. What? Nope. That should be it. M-A-I. There we go. Perfect. And UWDC. Excellent. So what I'm going to want is I can see here, I'm going to want WP Super Cache for when I actually make the site live. I'll leave it off for now, but I'll install it now anyway. Let's see, what else do I want? Can I leave that there? I'm pretty sure I can leave that installed. Let me get some child themes. SC child theme. And this is the child theme that I want, the child theme configurator. Perfect. Ooh, come on, computer. Hurry up a little bit. Let me see if I can go a little faster here. What else do I want? WordPress security. Word fence security, that's the one. Perfect. And there's one more thing I'm going to get. I'm also going to get myself some Woocommerce, the e-commerce plugin that we're going to use. Perfectly free, and it's absolutely excellent. You can start selling straight away with it. So let me just see if I can grab that while that's installing. Woocommerce. There we go. Perfect. All right, so that's all installing there. Now let me see, where have I put Divi? D-I-V-I. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you an older version of this theme here, Elegant Themes. So I told you about these guys before, Elegant Themes. I think they're absolutely fantastic. divi.zip. I'll be able to find it here someplace. Anyway, these guys are absolutely fantastic. If you're looking to get an actual professional kind of theme that's scalable, because you can still edit all the child themes and you can make some beautiful websites with this. It also comes with a, let me just, ooh, do they have their, well, anyway, you'll be able to see that yourself. They're not cheap, but they're well worth it. Honestly, they really are well worth it. Anyway, I'll give you the older version of their Divi theme. Divi 3.0 has come out, which means that it's kind of like the Wix. It's kind of like a cross between Wix and everything else. All right, so very quickly, let me just pull into my downloads. And sorry, let me actually just get into my htdocs there again, because I've got a feeling that I might have used it on this computer before, so explore. And if I go into my htdocs, and if I try to find, WP demo, was that last one? Nope. Divi. Are you kidding me? I just had this. Sorry guys, I have everything I need except for my theme. Where did I put you? Alright guys, if you can just, no, I know where it is, I know where I can find it. Perfect. Alright, it didn't come over. I use Google Drive to sync all my computers together here. It's actually fantastic if you do have Google Drive. If you install it on your machine, I use it as my, I can just log into any computer and should have all my files. Every so often, it does kick me in the teeth when it doesn't give me everything, but let me just see, lesson handouts, so close, New folder. Are you in there? You're in there. Yes. Okay, perfect. Excellent. Okay, here it is. So there's my Divi theme. Let me put you over here. Let me stick you over here. Over there, please. All right, so here we go. So I've got my plugins. Ooh, installation failed. Update failed. Come on. Anyway, we can come back to that. Let us add a new theme. Upload a theme. What I want to do is just click and drag my Divi thing onto there. Install now. Oh, all right, guys. This is something you're going to experience as web designers, all right? So now we're going to move into a tiny bit of more advanced stuff. So yes, so we're advanced students, so you should be perfectly well able to, well, at least accept what I'm about to have to do. So what it says here is that I have reached my uploaded max file size directive in php.ini. Now this is a common problem. This is a common problem with web design. If you can imagine, if you have a server, yeah? If you have a server, you don't want to allow your users to upload to infinity, yeah? Especially if you're renting a server out from someone else, they certainly don't want you uploading your they certainly don't want you having unlimited upload possibilities to their server. So what they do is they restrict it. And they usually restrict it to just a few megabytes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to increase that. And that's all held inside a file. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my XAMPP. I'm going to go to my Explorer. I'm going to look for my, let me see, where do I want to go? PHP, perfect. PHP is the button there. In fact, I'll make these icons bigger for you guys. View, large icons. There we go. So what I'm doing is I'm going back. So these are all the files that actually make the server run, because at the end of the day, it's just more and more code. Yeah, all linked together. So here we go, PHP file. Now let me see, the part of the PHP that I'm looking for is I'm looking for the php.ini file. There it is. So I'm going to right click, edit with Notepad++. So guys, if you have a pen and paper or anything like that in front of you, if you ever get an error saying about memory, if you ever see upload file size or a memory problem, what you do, especially if you have a host, call them up and say, listen, I'm working with WordPress, I'm having trouble uploading my PHP limit, I've reached my PHP limit, or I've got max upload limit, can you edit my php.ini file for me? Really what you're saying, I've got a memory limit, I've got an upload limit, edit my php.ini file. Otherwise you will have to try and find it and you'll have to troll through here. Luckily, I've gone through this plenty of times before in the past, I now know where it is. So let's see, I'm just searching for max here to find the right line. So max time, max. Here we go, memory limit. So here's my first one here. I've got a memory limit here. So I'm going to increase this to 256. 256 should be plenty, 56. And upload, let me try that, upload. File uploads. Yep, file uploads are on. Fine. You see this? Look at this. 2 megabytes. The max file upload I can do is 2 megabytes. I'm going to bump that all the way up to 50. Yeah? I'm going to bump that all the way up to 50. Now, the real reason why they would want to limit that is because, you know, if you try to upload a file that's a gigabyte, if that was uncapped, well then also to take down your website, all they'd have to do is try and upload a file that's a gigabyte, and then it would use up all your resources so quickly that no one else would be able to use your site would crash. So that's why we have those stoppers in place. Anyway, I did save that, didn't I? So I changed that to 50. I changed the memory limit to 256, double the memory limit, but let me just see what happens. Upload a theme again. Divi, where are you? There you go. And yes, I will put this in Google Drive for you as well. So put this into, oh yeah, you're there, install. Should work this time, let's hope. What are you doing? Upload file exceeds the upload max file size directive in php.ini. It really shouldn't do that anymore because I just changed all that. Well then let's just do all this. Stop. Start. appearance. Add new. Come on, third time lucky. Don't make me go to Godaddy. Upload theme. Divi. Go. Yes, 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 yes. Alright guys, so after you update the php.ini file, you may need to restart the server just so that it has, because then it's going to read those rules again. It's probably remembering the rules. Actually, that would make actually perfect sense for it to read the rules once at the start and then remember it, rather than keep on having to go over and over and over. Anyway guys, if you're reaching a problem, anytime you see memory or file upload problems, call up your hosting provider, or else try and find the php.ini file, and really what you're looking for is just Control F for max and then Control F for upload, and just increase your limits there. 50 megabytes should be perfect for your upload file, and then 256 would be perfect for your memory limit. There we go. I have Divi here. Perfect. What I'm actually going to do as well, just for a bit of cleanup, what I do have a habit of doing is cleaning down everything I don't need. So I'm never going to use these themes. So I'm just going to delete them. I like having my whole package nice and neat and tidy. So there we go. Delete, delete, delete. Perfect. And now I've just got Divi left. All right, all right, all right. So we've got that up and running. Now let's go in and we will start our child theme. So I've already installed my child theme plugin. I may not have activated it. So let me go to my installed plugins and take a look around inside here. Yeah, so here we go. So ask Met, that's all fine. Activate my child theme configurator. I will activate my Wordpress security right now as well. Well, Bootstrap isn't really a theme. Bootstrap isn't really a theme. Bootstrap is a framework. It's a CSS and JavaScript framework. So what that means is that you can create a theme and you can use Bootstrap in the theme, but you wouldn't create a Bootstrap theme. You create a theme making use of Bootstrap, because it really is just a tool. But again, if you remember from the last class, if you want to make some WordPress themes, I will go into that at the end of the lesson. I'll show you some files. I'll show you some kind of the boilerplates that we use to create WordPress themes. But you do unfortunately have to know PHP, and you don't really make the whole theme and then do the whole site and everything like that, unless you're looking for a 2-year development. Well, then maybe you're going to do something like that, building the whole thing from scratch. But really, you pick a camp. Either you're going to be the theme developer, or you're going to be the person using the themes that are already built. Because you really don't have a lot of time. This is now again for freelance and kind of small design agencies. You don't have a lot of time to be handling all that kind of work yourself. So here we go. So that's all installed. Child theme configurator is there, and I will also activate Wordfence. Oh, I got a login. All right, I'll let you run. Let me close down everything I have open to make sure that nothing else is blocking this port. Check my extensions here. Go to webinar is fine. Java is fine. Debut is fine. Team viewer, I'll get rid of you. You'll be taking up a few ports, I should say. There we go. Ah, perfect. Excellent. Wordfence has done. So, if you all remember the 90s, you'll remember how easy it was to fix things with progressive maintenance, where you just smack them until they worked again. Well, you can still get that with web design and the mouse click. Just keep smacking your mouse until eventually it just goes, all right, okay, I'll do it. So here we go. So WordPress security is up. Install child theme. All right, so now let's fix that up. Yes, you remember Sega Mega Drive? Do you remember those? How easy it was to fix your game? Certainly didn't have the red ring of death or all the scratches on the discs. Ah, it's not working. Take it out. Sure, just blow on it, and that worked absolutely perfectly. Good old days. Anyway, analyze my Divi theme there. Perfect. It's okay to use a child theme. That's all good. Name theme directory. Divi child is absolutely fine. Primary style sheet. That's good. Use WordPress style queue. Yep. Leave all those settings there. Mainly because I don't understand some of the terminology in here, but that's fine. Ignore parent times. No, leave that. And now this little down arrow here is where I can edit this all myself. So this is going to be cookie shake theme. I'll change this to my author's website, which is www.shawacademy.com. Author is Bryan Hurley. And my author's website is also Show Academy. And perfect. And I'll leave all that like that, and that's all fine. Version is going to be 1.0.1. And that is all fine. Create new child theme. So you'll see a lot of the WordPress time is actually setting it up. Yeah, so before we even get to style anything, a lot of this is all setting up. So if you think that this is taking a while to set up, just think about what we've got so far. So far we've got a panel where people can upload posts, PHP, all our menu bars are going to be consistent across the whole design. We've actually got e-commerce systems already built in, we just have to activate it now and fill in a few details. So we're actually getting quite a bit done, considering we haven't hit half an hour mark yet. So I'm going to take in my 404. I'm going to take in, what else do I want here? I'll take in the footer. And let me see, I can leave all that. So say if you wanted to edit the actual pages, that the templates that Divi gives you as an actual page, well, that's where you can grab all these here. So you can grab the single.php, you can grab the blank page template as well, and then you can edit those, you can edit the code behind those as well. But I'm going to leave those for now. I just want to get the footer and the 404. Copy to child theme. Perfect. All right. So we're pretty much good to go. That's all good. Excellent. All right. So let us take a look at what we got. Visit site. Close and close. This is the Divi theme, guys, so it's nice and plain. As you can see, designed by elegant themes, powered by WordPress. First thing I'm going to change is just change that and get into a habit of doing this whenever you install a theme. They rely on the fact that a lot of people don't actually know HTML and CSS, which means that if you use someone else's theme, they'll have their own footer down there. And normally people who change the footer plugins normally charge for them, because again, people don't know how to change the HTML codes. So what I haven't done is I haven't activated my cookie shake theme. That's why it wasn't there by default. But anyway, I'll change the footer first and then I'll go and activate it. So theme footer is the one I want to change. Let's take a look. So I can see straight away, print if, that's all fine. Designed by that. What I can do is I can actually just take out all this code here. I would highly recommend, guys, if anyone is seriously looking to do web design, you will have to take Julian's web development course. You will just have to. Yeah, so like what I would normally do is you can try and decode this and try to pick out the HTML and just see how it works. Like you can see they're trying to be clever here by trying to discourage you from changing it by doing all this and doing all that. But hey, if you know PHP, you'll know that this whole PHP tag, I can actually just remove that like that and created by Bryan for COO cookie shake shop. For the Cookie Shake Shop update. There we go. Let's go in and activate our theme. Again, progressive maintenance, smack the keyboard until it works. Come on. X. Yes, you could add a JavaScript tracker in the footer there. I will say it's probably better to do it elsewhere though. Probably better to do it elsewhere. I'll be able to show you that in a second. What is going on? Why do you keep crashing? I saw you turn orange there. I saw that. Let's check the logs. Status change detected. What changes? I'm not making any changes to you, XAMPP. Whew. Alright, what I gotta say to you guys is that if you do have an opportunity to uninstall XAMPP and actually go with MAMP or WAMP, because XAMPP, like I started to get a lot of complaints about it, and I really don't know what's going on here. I don't know why. I thought it might be just here with our work computers and all the security restrictions we have on it is doing all this kind of stuff, but I can see the same kind of problems popping up for some of my students. So if you do have the option, I'd say uninstall XAMPP and go with MAMP or WAMP if you can do that. But let's just take a look here. See, it's kind of odd that it would have a port conflict. Like, the great thing about Mac is that it maps it to port quadruple 8. For some reason, this takes the local host port, which is quite annoying. But let's take a look. If you're on a Windows computer, you can get WAMP. WAMP. MAMP is for Macs, and WAMP is for Windows. Should I quit my Google Drive? Could that be conflicting? What else is open here? What are you? Color? Nope. XAMPP is fine, although XAMPP is the problem. Alright, let's go. Localhost, CSS. The child theme is what we use so we can edit the code and still update our themes. So because I'm using an Elegant Themes theme, I want to be able to update that when they come out with an update. And the only way for me to do that without me editing the theme and losing all my code is to create a child theme. So it's like creating your own link style sheet. So it's just like with Bootstrap, yeah? If we got Bootstrap and we download the latest version of Bootstrap, and if we edited that file and we wanted to update it, well then we download another version of Bootstrap, which will completely overwrite our style. So we keep our style separate to the Bootstrap framework. Same thing with WordPress. We download a theme, you can think about it like downloading Bootstrap. Well, we keep our style sheets separate so that we can do both at the same time. Sorry guys, if you notice me clicking around, I'm just getting ready. If that doesn't go back in, I'll be able to just jump in here. I called it css.shawacademy live.com. I remember showing a demo yesterday of setting up this. Nope. Nope. Where did I put it, guys? Did I put it into blog? I think I put it into blog. www.blog. Alright, here we go. Alright, can we see it here? Book it. CDN CSS. Yeah, I thought it was CSS. Oh well, it doesn't seem to let me in. Alright, okay, this is Tig's code. Alright, we're almost there, guys, we're almost there. We will find a way in. We will find a way in. Let us install very quickly on this WordPress. Absolutely ludicrous. Absolutely ludicrous. What is going on? New folder. Applications. Your XAMPP isn't working either. This is a bit. It's not very good. I miss my Mac entirely. Let's see. Install this application. Quickly fly through. Come on. Shaw Academy Live. Yeah, that's fine. We'll put it into CSS. A CSS directory inside there. 4.6.1. No, we won't put it into a CSS directory. Let me cookie. Exactly right, Gilmore. Gremlins in my machines. Gremlins in my machines. Let me see here. Do not update. That's fine. Let's just change this to shake admin. And the password is. And the password, I'll just make it like this. R10TU219. Ooh, I actually lost a student who says that this is entirely unprofessional. Very sorry there if you're catching up in the recording tomorrow. But, hey, nothing we can do. This is the internet's web design. Ghost in your machine. Ghost in the machine. What is that from? Can anyone remember what that is? Ghost in the machine? Ooh. Is that a movie or something? A movie. Ah. Oh, my God. We seem to have lost everything. Everything seems to be breaking. .css. .shawcanbelive.com. Internal server errors. We're getting internal server errors. We're getting everything's just crashing on me. What if I went for... I can't use any of those. Guys, I cannot believe this is happening. You know what we can do? You know, no, we can't do that either. My Lord. What did we set up yesterday? We set up a WordPress. Site in our Explorer. Let's go back into our HT docs. So, guys, believe me, as web designers, this is about as real as it's gonna get. HT. The computer's fighting back because I'm leaving. Exactly. It's trying to hold me here, guys. It's trying to hold me in this room. Let me see. We called it WP demo. All right. Let's see. Oh yes, Gene, this is live. Can you believe? I think this is a very good demo of what happens when we do go live. I certainly wouldn't stick this up if it was a recording, but let me see. I will trim this down for you tomorrow, guys, just because we're running into too many problems. But let's just see what we can do here. Cookie Shake Shop, cPanel. Let's get into the databases here. All right, so now we're having database issues. D-A-T-A base. All right, let's delete all these. Delete. Can you use the Divi on more than one site? Yes. Well, I don't think their license agreement allows you to. What you do need, what you will need to do is after you download Divi, what you can do is you can install it on multiple sites, but you can only update it on one, I believe. Yes, so the theme that I'll give you, you won't be able to update it without getting username and update password from Divi. So that is going to be the problem there. Show can be live. Here we go. Last try. Install. So far, guys, all that actually has to be done. Yeah, so all that actually has to be done. You can take the first half of this because everything was actually done there. We set up, we installed all the plugins, we got all that set up. All we have to do next is actually just create some pages, and that's it. Yeah, the last thing was actually just to, like, once we created that page, we would have turned on eCommerce, and that would have been it if we would just run that smoothly. But then after that, we would have been able to export it and import it into Godaddy. Sorry guys, this is terrible. Nothing seems to be working for me. Ah well. And is this even going to upload for me? I put this into Cookie Shake Shop. showacademylive.com/COOK Shake Shop. Yep. This does happen every so often. It's still not there yet. Left out no. Alright, so we've got something in here. WP-admin. shake admin. No thanks. Excellent. All right. Okay. So we're into something finally. So I'm going to skip a lot of those plugins. Yeah. So if you're developing yourself, do install those plugins. Let's just get that theme, that Divi theme back in. Add new. Upload my theme. Where's my Divi theme? While that's loading, let's get down to our plugins. Close you, close you, close you. Let's close down this altogether so it's not taking up any of my limited resources here. There we go. Let's add a new plugin. And what we really want is Woocommerce. Install now. Here we go. So guys, do you have any questions? Like we can have all these questions coming in at the moment anyway, while we're just waiting for this to set up. Let me see here. Alright, so, well, you now also have the php.ini trick underneath your belt. You certainly wouldn't have got that if this didn't break. So here we go. So you'll have that as well, but let's see. Would you like me to skip all this in the recording? Yeah? Will I skip straight from the php.ini file to this little blurb that I'm talking about right now? What do you think? No? You'd like to leave it all in? Alright, yeah, keep it all? Alright, no problem, no problem. Alright guys, so now let's set up some Woocommerce. Yes, let's just, we'll set up Woocommerce, and then we'll take a quick 3-minute break to allow you guys just to go grab a glass of water, whatever you need. But let's just quickly set this up. So let's go, because this only takes a second, and like this is the real gem of this lesson. So Woocommerce, let's go. All right, that's fine. Let's continue. I'm in the Republic of Ireland. Fantastic. I actually use Euro here, E-U-R-O. My current position is to the left. That's fine. My 1000 is separated as a comma. Decimal is a dot. Number of, I've only got 2 decimal places, kg and centimeters. That is fine. Will I be shipping products? Yes, I will. Will I be charging sales tax? Yes, I will. I will enter prices inclusive of tax, is kind of customary here in Ireland. There we go. And Woocommerce can accept all this. So yes, I will install PayPal, so I can take PayPal payments. I can also take Stripe payments. I'll take that as well. That's my PayPal address. And then all I have to do, so if you have a PayPal account, you stick your PayPal email address in there. Yeah? Stick your PayPal email address in there. Done. Bank transfer, I won't do these, and I don't have a cash on delivery thing. No, so I'll leave all those. So I just want the PayPal. I just want people to be able to pay with their card online. Continue. Your store is ready. Really? I'm ready? Yes, I am. Perfect. So, create your first product. All right. So, this first product will be cookies for the Office, O-F-F-I-C-E. There we go. Let us add a bit of media here. Oh, sorry guys. I'm just looking for some cookies. C-O-K-I-E-S. I'll also give you a folder with all these images as well. I do have a folder here with all these images as well. So here we go. So let's just grab this, download, save image. I just stick that on my desktop to make it nice and easy to find. There we go. Back in here, click and drag and drop. There we go. There we go. We have an image going in there now. Insert into product. There we have it. There's one more thing I want to do, guys. So another tip for you, product image, very important. Yeah, so down here on the right. So really do get used to the dashboard here, taking a look at all this kind of stuff, like is it a virtual product, downloadable, all of this stuff here. You can enter shipping information, linked products, so you can upsell and cross-sell. You know, you can add other products there. So if you had another product, so say here I'm saying selling cookies for the office. If I also had a product saying shakes for the office, well, that is definitely a cross-sell. Yes, they're getting cookies, why not have some shakes as well? That'll be a cross-sell. Whereas if I had cookies for the office and then I have cookies for your whole neighborhood, that would be an upsell. Yeah, so here we go. So product tags, product image, I want a product image as well, so it can come up in a gallery. There we go, that's all fine. Let's just publish that. I forgot to give it one very important thing. One very important thing. Does anyone know what I forgot to give it? Exactly right. A regular price. My regular price for this cookies for the office will be 250 quid for a whole bunch of cookies. And the sale price can be, so on a good day, they can have it for 50 quid cheaper, so 200. Yep, there we go. Update. There we have it. Let's take a look at this image. All right, look at that. Look at that straight away. So straight away, we've got a way, I can add that to my cart straight away. There we go. View my cart. Cookies for the office have been added to your cart. Could you imagine trying to code this from scratch? Coding all of this, coding the whole graphical user interface, the whole thing from absolute scratch. When you install something like this, we can spend all our time removing all the stuff we don't need rather than having to build every single last bit. Yep. Yeah, honestly guys, yes, months and months of coding, years of coding to actually get the CMS up and running. But let's go. So update cart, that's all fine. Proceed to checkout, like the update cart function, all that kind of stuff. Excellent. So now I'm able to actually go ahead and check out right now. Look at this. I'm ready to buy right now. I've created this site. You can go to showacademylive.com/cookie shake shop/checkout and buy yourself some virtual cookies for €250 and pay me to my web design account. So don't do it, guys, because it actually does work. So please don't go ahead and buy some virtual cookies there, for certainly not for 250 quid. So now let's take another quick look at this theme. So now let's create a quick page, because at the moment, so that's it. I've got a product in there. Let's take a look at my home page. Not great. Let's fix that up. It's out of the way. Perfect. All right, so let us create a new page. Now you will notice that it's also created some pages here for us. So like the checkout, the cart, and my account, and the shop. So so I'm just holding these all open at the same time. Oh yes, so Woocommerce, like this is literally ready to sell right now, Heinrich. I entered my email address. Now that's not a real PayPal. I don't have a PayPal email address attached to web.design. But if I had entered my actual PayPal email address, if you use PayPal to sign up here, to sign up to Show Academy, if you put that into that field when we set up Woocommerce, you are ready to start selling straight away. If someone follows through that payment gateway and gets to the end, they will pay you money, actual money, into your PayPal account that you can then extract into your bank account. There we go. All right, so here's all those pages there. Now, what I can also do is I can edit these pages. So say here, I don't like all this. When they get to the checkout, yes, so when they're going to the checkout, I certainly don't want them to go anywhere else except complete the checkout. If any of you have ever used Amazon, you might notice their payment funnel. You know, when you actually get to the checkout, there's no going back. You have to use the back keys to actually go back. They don't give you links to anywhere else. Even the products that you've selected, they don't give you links to click on those products either. So you can't go back and change your mind. They're just trying to move you forward. So let me take a look here. I don't like the way the checkout has got those links on the right. See here, page attributes. What kind of page? The template is the default template, which has got that menu bar on the right. I want the blank page template. Update. So that's one option available to me. Let's take a look at that. Preview. There we go. I still got those links there on the right. Can I get rid of those? Yes, I can. Full width. So here, the Divi page settings, page layout is full width. Update. It will also take actual credit card payments as well. There's loads of plugins now, depending on what kind of credit card payments you want to take. There's loads of different options. As you can see, I've only got a PayPal one set up now, but there is Stripe and everything else is ready to go as well. If I had actually set up my Stripe account. So there we go. Let's take a look. Preview changes. There we go. So there's my huge checkout page. So now the user can't go anywhere else. So now once they made their order, then they're going to have to fill that out and proceed. So that would be a good payment funnel for them. Now let's quickly make a home page. There's my shop. So if I added more products there, they keep populating. As you can see, I've got a sale on at the moment, so they're getting it for 50 quid cheaper. But let's quickly go in and just make up a quick home page using the Divi builder. So I'm going to have to create a new page. New page. Perfect. I will use the Divi builder for this. And this will be my cookie, C-O-O-K-E, shake, S-H-A-K-E, shop. It's going to be the home page. No, sorry, that is someone with a Hoover outside my room. Yeah. All right, so here we go. So we have this. Let us. Perfect. So what do I want? I would like a big hero image. So let's start with that. So a full width section. So you'll see here standard section full width. So I'm going to use the full width section. Now Divi only comes with this click and drag builder. It's something part of Divi, and you can actually get the builder and incorporate it into any theme. So if you sign up to Elegant Themes, you can actually get this builder thing that I'm using here to click and do all this kind of clicking stuff. And I'll show you why I love this. You might think that as a web designer, I hate the idea that I've got all these big buttons to click on to make all this kind of stuff. But you'll see why now in a second. Oh, here it is. Because of this custom CSS, I can change everything about it. So it's basically, I don't see any difference between using this and starting anywhere above binary. Yeah? So people used to complain back in the day, you know, all people are using graphical user interfaces. Back in my day, we had binary, and back in my day, we didn't even have a screen. Back in my day, you know, keeps going forward. This is a progressive thing. Embrace the future and go with it. As long as it performs its function, it's fantastic. And when it gives you something like custom CSS, even better. Cookie, S-H-A, shop. Cookie Shake Shop. For all your sweet desires. Is that how you spell desires? I don't know. Too late to spell check. Make full screen. Yep. Logo orientation left. So you can read all those. You can just see what we want to do. You can add buttons. Nice and easy. Let me see. Background image. Here we go. Let's add a big background image. So let me see if I can find a giant, lovely big background. Let's add this one as my background. There we go. HTTP error. Darn you. Let us go with this one. Alright, it is uploading anyway. Slowly, but it is uploading. Marina, did you add the image? So imagine if I was on the product page. Marina is having trouble seeing the images on her e-commerce thing. When you are on the image page, or when you're on the product page, did you add the image down here? Remember down the bottom right, the product image is where you have to add it. Not over here into the content, but down here on the bottom right. Take a look there. Anyway, setting this is my background image. There we go. Something pretty cool about this, guys. Ah, yeah. That will sort you out, Marina. So here, Parallax Effect. You'll see what this does in a second. I'm going to turn on the true Parallax Effect, just so it doesn't just have, otherwise it's just a fixed background, which isn't all too special, but a true parallax will have that crazy scroll effect. Logo image, all good for now. Do I have a logo image handy? I don't really have a logo image handy, so I'll leave that for now. Leave all that. Text line, vertical line, center, that's all good. Header image, don't need one of those. Content, nothing there to go. Let's go ahead and save and exit. And let's take a look at a preview and take a look at how my page is looking. Boom, look at that, beautiful, beautiful already. So we've already got something lined up here. All right, let's edit a few more things. Let us add just a section in here then, just one section. Let's see, what can we add in here? We can add our shop in here. Let me see, shop. Accordion, audio, button, call to action. Find, S-H-O-P, there we go. Recent products, yep, that's all I need. Save and exit, nice and quick. I can use this 3 thing here to change the grid structure. So say I just want the shop over there, and I'll put the shop over, yeah, I'll leave the shop there. What I'll also do is I'll add a quick gallery here. Gallery, update gallery, and let us just grab a few of these images that I got here, drop those in there. Alright, and while that's uploading, let me just find another plugin that I need. I need a Migrate plugin. Yeah, so when we want to move a WordPress site from one place to another, or when we want to move some kind of site from one location to another location, what essentially we want to do is we want to migrate it. Yeah, so M-I-G-R-A-T-E WordPress plugin, P-L-U-G-I-N. Now let's take a look here. What are the best ones that you guys are telling me? And I would always recommend, guys, that you always, before you go ahead and start a new project, always just Google the plugins. Always go ahead and make sure they're still retaining their 5 stars. Because remember, all these things update. So when WordPress has a major update, make sure that the plugins are updating as well. Because, you know, all-in-one WP migration might be fantastic now, but it will fall eventually. Just like my child themes are constantly changing. My child theme creators are constantly changing. So let's try this here. All-in-one is the item. Yep, that sounds absolutely perfect for what I need. Download that. What else were you telling me there? Duplicator, 4.9 out of 5 stars, 1,000 ratings, 2,000 ratings, 4.7. I think you guys are more authoritative though. You guys seem a bit more authoritative. And what's this last one? From WP DMU Dev. Nope. No, I think the all-in-one WP migration is going to be the best one for us. All right, I'm getting a lot of errors on my terrible server here, my terrible shared server. There we go. Take you and you. Update gallery. Oh, I just took the latest version, whatever the latest version was there on the all-in-one WP migration. There we go. Save. Preview. Now let's take a look at what we got. Perfect. So yeah, so it's working. And I don't know if you can see this, but can you see the background kind of effect where it kind of just floats gently? Yeah? So that's what's happening there. And then we got down here, so then I'd add a title over here, I'd add all that kind of stuff. So unfortunately I am whizzing by, I'm skipping over adding titles and everything else just so we can get as much into this final lesson as possible. Theme Customizer, guys, another great resource as well. So now that I've got a page up and running, I'm going to want to customize it a bit more and make it look more like what, bring it more in tune with my style. So Theme Customizer will customize the general theme. So you can see here site identity. Make sure you give your site a proper title, a proper tagline, and a site icon to stick up there. So as you can see, I've got a broken page up there. I've got no site icon designator. I could drop in an icon there and it would go up there. Layout settings, I can enable a box layout, and as you can see, this is a live preview as well, which is fantastic. That's what a box layout is. I would normally increase that to full width. Yeah, I'd normally increase that full because a lot of people are working off giant screens nowadays with the new Surface coming out by Windows and all the big MacBooks getting cheaper and cheaper. So people are working off larger screens. So there you go. We'll have that full. Website go to width, I can leave all that, that's fine. I might want to change my theme accent color. Let me just, that's a nice color there. D3333, perfect, D33. And that's good. Let's see what else we got. Typography. So yes, typography is extremely important. This doesn't really look like a cookie shake shop. I would have normally made that a white text. But first of all, let's go down here and take a look at what we got. Chewy. Now that's a cookie shake place. And let me see. These things up here look kind of boring. Let's create those a little bit better. Beaven. That could work. They could probably be a little bit better again. Brie Serif. Brie Serif is actually quite a nice font. That might work for us. Yep, perfect. Let us increase the body text size to maybe 16. There we go. And let's increase the header text size to maybe 36. There we go. Yep, now that's readable for me. That's perfect. That's all good. Excellent. And body link color, let's make that a nice dark green as well. There we go. Perfect. All right, let's see what else there is inside here. Background, I could also add a background. I generally don't add a background to the whole entire thing, but that's fine. You can do all that in there. Let's see what else. Header navigation, so header format. So we can change how our header lines up. So as you can see, I can put the logo in the center and have it like this, or else I can have the slide in one, which happens like this. Not great because a lot of people will not find that menu. A lot of people won't find the menu. I always find it's best to display the menu straight away. Unless they're on a mobile, then it's acceptable to hide the menu underneath this hamburger menu. But if someone comes onto your site, onto a desktop site, and you see the hamburger menu, normally people would just naturally assume that that's for extra features. They'll go looking around for just your nav bar. I don't agree with hiding the nav bar on a desktop or on a tablet. You should only ever hide it really on a mobile because there just genuinely is not enough space. Full screen, another option again. Again, they're more kind of for web apps and stuff like that. Things where people will be generally looking to click on that. General navigation, people don't use it. I'm going to go with the, let me see, centered. Put the logo above, links there. That looks good, but you know what? I'm going to go with the default one. I kind of like traditional menu bars with the logo on the left and links on the right. There we go. We can enable vertical navigation here, which you should not do. Simply because you're taking up far too much space. So you can see how much space I've actually lost there by adding the side navigation. If there is no scrolling on the page, side navigation perfectly acceptable. If not, I would not put in a side nav bar. If the user has to scroll down, you have a sidebar in, you're kind of not making great use of the space that you were left with. There we go, that's fine. Let's see, primary menu bar, make full width. There we go, just spreads out a little bit more, that's all fine. I can leave all that the way it is. I can also change the font as well. You know, like I said, I've got full control here, Crete round. That's fine. Let's go down to Fedorka. Nope. One more try, Happy Monkey. There we go. Let's increase that font size. Text size, at least up to 18. There we go. That's nice and big, easy for everyone to see. Should I make it bold? Doesn't really make a difference. Happy Monkey doesn't come bold. Perfect. That's all good. Back. And that is all fine as well. So you'll be able to take a look inside there. As you can see, there's so much more stuff that we can do there. We can go style the buttons, mobile styles, color schemes, all that kind of stuff can all go in there. But here's a very important bit, guys. Static front page. Yeah, so this is the page. This will be your home page. So as you can see, by default, WordPress brings everyone to your latest posts because WordPress was originally built as a blogging platform. But you can also stick a static front page in there. So I've got a front page, which will be... I never actually published this page, so let me just go back into my Cookie Shake shop and publish that. I'll save this. Can you add images with the menu items in the menu bar? Yes, you can. You can, but that's a bit of trickery there. What you see, you can, Heinrich, because you know HTML and CSS. So really, what would you want to do? If you want to style those with some images, well, you wouldn't want to put them in there as content, really. But what you could do is you could add a class to each one of these menu items, and then you can use pseudo selectors like before and after to add background images, and then create some space and add a background image in there. And that would be ideal because then you're not taking up any extra space with content if you add them as a background image. Or else you can also add icons in there as well. But let me just quickly my account to check out. Exactly right, Gene. Google does not read images. So if ever you see a link on the internet that's an image, not very good practice. In fact, Gene, I'm glad you brought that up because that is a very, very important thing, especially for SEO. SEO is absolutely crucial. So if you want, the great thing about CSS3, about all those animations that we're doing and all that stuff that we're able to do with these new properties that we have in CSS, is that we don't have to rely on using images to create something looking amazing anymore. Like it used to be, if you wanted some funky text with some crazy border and some crazy effects, you create a GIF and then you'd hover over the GIF and the GIF would trigger the animation. But then that wasn't doing you any good for SEO at all. But now we can actually write the letters, we can do crazy animations, we can have crazy effects, and Google is still, and Google and Bing and Yahoo, they're all able to read it anyway, all adding to your SEO points. There we go, saved. All right, so let's take a look. showacademylive.com. Let's try this now. If I go back here, it should bring me straight to my homepage, which is now this. Excellent. So yes, so now we've got a site up there as well. So perfect, perfect, perfect. Yes. All right, guys. So I know that I'm running over time here with you guys. I know I'm running over time with you guys, but we have lost a good bit of time with the whole falafel of XAMPP. But very quickly, let us go ahead and export this site. So plugins, install plugins. Add new. Upload. And I would like to take that plugin there. All-in-one WordPress security. Oh, what was that? No, that's all-in-one WordPress exporter. Ah, migration, that's what it is there. Perfect. Let's let that install. And activate. Perfect, all-in-one WP migration. And there we have it. We have it right there. So let's go ahead. We can create a backup. There we go. So let's go ahead. So I just click in there. I just create a backup. All right. Any of the advanced features there? Nope, don't need any of that kind of stuff. I want to keep everything, so that's fine. Export to. And right here, export to Dropbox, export to Google Drive, export to Amazon, export to OneDrive, Box. Really, it really takes all the hassle that we normally have out of all this. What I will do is I will export this to a file. Now this might take a little while, but let's just see what happens. Now what this means is, let me go back into Godaddy. Alright, so this actually might take a while because as I can see here, archiving 1740 files. So that's a lot. That's quite a lot of files. Oh, but it's already at 24% complete, so that's good. Yeah, so this is that plugin that I just installed. Surprisingly, it's got export to file, or I can FTP, or I can click on Dropbox or Google Drive, so I can export it anywhere. What I'm about to do is I'm about to export it as a file and then just download it to my computer. Because remember guys, a backup only requires one thing. A backup is really just one condition. You take the information and you store it elsewhere. Yeah? That is the crucial thing about a backup. If there's nothing fancy there, what you're doing is you're duplicating the information and storing it someplace elsewhere. Yeah? So, do you guys have Netflix? Have you been watching, what's that, Designated Survivor? Have you guys been watching that TV show? No? Alright, Designated Survivor. It's pretty much like that. You know, if you have all of Congress in one place, well, listen, an attack is going to wipe out the whole government. So they actually do have a Designated Survivor. A lot of countries would have stuff like that. You'd always have a failsafe in. So this is basically your Designated Survivor. If someone ever, you know, attacked your server and destroyed everything, you've always got this package. You've always got this package. It's not as updated as your real site is. It's not going to be as clean and as polished, and there's always going to be things that you're going to lose. But hey, you haven't lost absolutely everything. You've still got something to work from. Yeah, that's the whole point of this. Here we go, download. Oh, there it is. I can see it hidden behind my menu bar here. Go away. Yeah, get up there. There we go. Open. Show in folder. So there, that is there. How big are you? Perfect. All right. Domain. Very quickly. Show Academy. This is my account. Exactly, have all three versions of backup. Now, the great thing about your hosting account is your hosting account will be making backups for you. You just, if you don't know where to find it, each hosting account can be different. I know on Godaddy, once we go in here, we'll be able to find a backup place for it to set up automatic backups, which you should be doing. But really, you should be exporting them and downloading them. You just work out a schedule. This is not everything is automated yet. A lot of things in computers, a lot of it is not magic. It actually is manual labor, and that is doing most of the work. If I just run a search here for BACK backup, yep, there we go. So I can see backup. I can see a backup wizard here as well to also export all my stuff here. So I can see here my home directory, my SQL databases, email forwarders, and email filters. I can export my whole Godaddy settings, and then I can restore them back in should anything happen. Close. So just imagine that this is a new site then, guys. So just imagine this is a new site. I won't go through the whole trouble of setting up a site again. What I would do then is without doing anything. So the next time I install WordPress, so say I've destroyed my site, I've lost absolutely everything. Well, what I would do is I'd go down here to import. I just install WordPress. Don't need to touch anything else. I'd install the all-in-one WP migration again. Yeah. And then this time, instead of exporting, I'd be clicking import. And I would import from a file. Back up there. Where are you? Show in folder. You are in the downloads folder, and you should have been recently modified. So let's go for file. I am my downloads folder. And let's view you guys as a list with details and date. There it is. Perfect. So I've just selected the file now to upload it. And there we go. So that's going to start importing all that. It's going to start importing all the data, and everything's going to be backed up for me. Now, there's loads of ways for you to do this as well. So remember, guys, another way to do this, another way to do this is quite simply to take your development folder. So something like here, so where's my CSS folder locally? This here has got every single file to run the WordPress. There'll be no difference from me doing this. Control-C, Control-V. Alright, right now my site is backing up. The next thing I would do is I would go into my database. Next thing I would do, I would go into my administrator, MySQL. I would find the database. Ah, here we go, export. Yeah, so we're just looking for export the whole time. Oh, well, I just want to export this one, really. So export this. Perfect. And we would like to save this as CSS. Go. Whoop. And there we have it. CookieShakeShop.sql has been exported. There we have it. So now I've got that, and what I would do is I would just grab those two files and store them elsewhere. Yeah, I put them on a USB stick and stick it in my wall safe or something like that. Because remember, the whole thing about backing up is taking the information and sticking it someplace else. Your hosting provider will be able to do automatic backups for you as well. So if you have a host, they'll be able to do it all for you. All right, perfect. Well, I'd say one of the easiest ways to back up is once your site goes live, is really to export it, is really to organize it with your hosting provider to do a backup of your site. But remember, guys, if you're developing on a live site, so if you're developing from a live site, now I know all these troubles we've been having with XAMPP, but me, when I'm working professionally, I'm using MAMP and I'm using a Mac, and it's gorgeous. But what I would have is I have a live site, one that's up there on the web that you're able to access by going to the web address. but I wouldn't edit that site. I'd normally be editing on the one that I'm normally editing. I'm normally editing a site locally on my machine. All right, I'm normally editing a site locally on my machine, and then I will export it and kind of almost export the backup and then just import it live on the site. So I'd always have two versions of my site running at any given time, because I don't want to be updating the site and then break it and then crash the whole site for all my other users. Yeah, so it's always good when you're developing with with a client even, to have one site live but not touch that site. You touch the site locally and then you can upload it again, update it later on. Hi Dirk, I'll be able to take a look at that. Let's see here. Local host. Wait a second, just very quickly. And Dirk, have you started these services here? You've clicked these two services, yeah? If I was to go to localhost. You have? Unfortunately, I think it's just a problem with XAMPP and the ports that they use. I know that Julian here, if you want to actually send us an email, remember you can request support from any of our educators here. If you want to send an email to web.development@showacademy.com, I'm sure Julian has a textbook full of fixes for XAMPP at this stage, because I actually got XAMPP from the web development course because I thought it might be easier if everyone was coming over from this, but unfortunately, apparently not. Let me just see here. All right. Well, guys, if you do have the option, I would highly recommend uninstalling XAMPP, because it is just causing grief. The reason why we are using XAMPP here is simply because it's the same across all operating systems, so it seemed like the best choice, where we can all work out of the same application regardless if we're using Windows or Mac or Linux. But listen, for your own personal stuff, I would actually recommend at this stage uninstalling XAMPP and just use WAMP or MAMP or LAMP instead. You keep getting error codes. Guys, unfortunately, you're going to have to Google those error codes or see what the problem is. You're going to have to Google the error codes, unfortunately. All right. So let me leave that. That's fine. Yep, continue. Oh, stay. There we go. Just importing the last bit of that site. There we go. Oh yes, tracker for every page. All right. Well, let's just restore these files, and then we'll go in and we'll take a look at these Divi settings down here. So normally there'll be other settings as well under settings, tools, and then your theme might also have one of those as well. So we're already up to 20%, so that's good. So guys, even with all the errors and all the grief, we still managed to get up a site that is ready to sell products in less than an hour. Now, is that not a very, very handy thing to have? Yeah, so you are able to create an e-commerce site, and the great thing about this is that this is how you can build your portfolio nice and quickly, because if you have anyone, an artist friend, anyone who sells any of their own personal wares, you now can set them up a site very quickly, very, very quickly, where they will be able to sell. They will be able to sell their wares, and then what you have in your portfolio, an active e-commerce site. It's gold dust. Yes, you can. Yes, you can there. Who's that? Let me see. Oh, Sue. Yes, you should be able to transfer it over. You'll also have to transfer your database over, unfortunately. And that's just going through that step there where I just exported my database, and then I can actually just go into my new PHP admin, and you'll notice there's also an import button there. You just select the database that you exported. It's just a file, and then you just import it again, and then everything should start working. Although, Sue, if you're having no trouble with XAMPP, if XAMPP is working for you, then leave it. You know, if it ain't broken, don't try to fix it. That really is it. Okay, so really, it's only if you're having serious grief. And when I say Oh, well then, if it's working, well then I would say leave it. Only change XAMPP if you're having serious grief, because you'll get these problems with kind of everything to do with computers. You know, you'll always get stuff like this happening with computers. All right, so there we go. Excellent. All right, so yeah, so now my site is updated again. Everything's back in, and that's all I had to do to restore from a backup. All right, so let's take another quick look around here. In my settings as well, you'll find some more settings to do with WordPress, which are quite important. Again, site title, tagline, extremely important. The WordPress address, don't touch these. Don't touch these. These, if you change these, it will actually break your site if these don't add up to what you're and to where you want to go. So WordPress address and site address are very important. They have to stay there. You can allow anyone to register at your site. That will add a login button. Don't do that unless you have a proper server. I did test it with my first batch of advanced students a few months ago. How many users can we get on a shared server for Godaddy? The answer, I think, was 6. 6 users, and then my server crashed. So don't turn that on unless you've got a strong server. Oh, XAMPP is totally broken. Well, then just uninstall it there. Just uninstall it, and I would say go with MAMP or WAMP. I certainly won't be going to XAMPP again. I'm going to just stick to MAMP from now on. Marina, you're just governed by the same laws as your country. So your country has trading laws. Yep. Every country has trading laws, how to pay tax, who you owe tax to, how you're allowed to market things. You're governed by all those laws. All you're doing is you just have a different platform. So instead of you can almost imagine like a home business. You know, you're allowed to set up a business. Well, here in Ireland, I'm allowed to set up a shop and call it Hurley Shop or Bryan Shop. Yeah, I'm allowed to call a business after myself. I don't have to register any papers. I'm allowed here in Ireland to start trading straight away out of my house as Bryan Hurley. And that's it. I just have to figure it, and then I just go down to my local office. I keep a record of all my books. You know, it's the law will be governed elsewhere. There shouldn't be any specific law for how you're operating online. There is one thing you will have to take note, though, guys. If you remember from one of the previous lessons, if you're in Europe, you have to display a cookie license, a cookie notice. Yeah, a stupid law, but you have to do it. Let me just find this. I still don't agree with the cookie law. I think that it's a bit pointless because you download so much stuff and there's so much tracking and so many websites that I think it's a bit silly to say, oh, you've got a cookie there, that we want to put a cookie on your computer, when they know your name, when in most cases they know your age group, your favorite TV shows, they know where you are, your location, they know all that. To like put in a cookie law to say, oh, well, we want to be able to remember you so you don't have to type in your username a second time. It's a bit much. Anyway, COOKIE. Cookie notification, NOTIFIs. Can you believe the first draft of that cookie law meant that it was meant to take up the whole entire page and not allow you to enter until you accepted the cookie? Like that's how far they were going to go. Imagine every new website you went into would have a big bleh, can't come in. Do you accept our cookies? Yes. And then you want to go into another site, bleh, cookie. No. So I guess the world just kind of went with the idea that if you're using a website, you accept the cookies. So really, that's as far as we get now. That might have been Julian. Julian mightn't have to use cookies anymore for his web development. Cookies are very important for web designers. They remember your styles. They remember your settings and stuff like that. So you know, if you have anything Web 2.0 where you have some sort of say. Anything Web 2.0 where you have some sort of say with how the website looks, or if you have any sort of say on how anything kind of works for you, well then the cookie is actually saving that on your desktop, yeah? Because it's saving the settings on your desktop so that the next time the site goes there, they'll see the cookie there and they'll see, you wanted a blue background, perfect, that's fine. Or else if you logged into a site and you want to say, like, remember me next time, well, that's saved a nice little cookie there. So the next time you log into Facebook, Facebook takes a look at the files that you downloaded the last time you're there and goes, there's a cookie there. There's a cookie there. Oh, you're already logged in. Let's go in. So let me see. Cookie law, where are you? Ask all of one, Clef. There it is. Settings. And here we go. So yeah, so we use our own third-party cookies. If you continue browsing, we consider you accept the use of cookies. So that's really what cookie law has become now, where it's just like if you're on a site, it's got cookies. Yeah, if you're using a website in the modern world, and that it's not just just thrown together. If it's any sort of proper website that has a proper use, there is a cookie in there doing something for you. All right. So that's what we usually have now. We are. If you continue, it's implied consent. If you're on a website, it's implied consent once they show you the notice. There we go. Let's just leave that. Save options. Now let's take one last look at our site and take a look. Divi theme options. And there's our cookie notice down there, and of course we know CSS, so we're able to style it all. And then of course if I want to get rid of it, I just hit accept. And let me just quickly check here. I don't think this one has one, because it was taking up too much space. Client did not want the cookie notice taking up all their space. Note, so they got rid of it. That's fine as long as no one complains. And hedro.com. Pretty sure this one should have one. Ah, there we go. Beautiful, beautiful. Cookie, yeah? And actually, guys, here's an example. Here's an example of a site built with Divi, yeah? You could do all of this stuff. And what I actually did was, because I went off to teach web design, I then taught my clients how to build it. Now, they're not doing great, they're not doing fantastic and keeping it updated, and they've changed out a few of the images and they're kind of pixelating now. But anyway, I'll be able to return to them after next week or so. But anyway, so you can see a quick preview on how well Woocommerce actually works. Let's just take a look at, say, all the lamps that they have. And then you have stuff like this, and you can get all these ones as well. So you can get filters, yeah? You can get filters for your e-commerce site, and could you imagine you can have all these whatever way you want. You can select your product categories. So like it really is fantastic what you can do with free plugins like Woocommerce. So yeah, so that's all that stuff there. Perfect. Now, someone's asking about ads, SEO, all that kind of stuff. Well, you'll find under Divi, you will always find stuff like this, integration, yeah? So we can add integration. You'll find So you can find integration here where you can add code to your tracking and everything like that. But each theme is different. It depends on how they build the theme. Like, it really does depend on how to build the theme. So if you use any other theme, say if you use a theme created by me and it's called Bryan's theme, well then what you would do is, because any theme worth having will have some kind of documentation. So before you pay for any kind of theme, make sure it has the documentation that you're looking for. So you'll be able to see stuff like, Google Analytics with Bryan's theme. And then you should find that straight away. Find out how to add Google Analytics to my theme. If you can't find it straight away, it's not a great theme. It's not well documented. That's not good for you, because then you won't be able to use it. You'll always come up against a pitfall. But I can see here, very easy integration. I can add all my code here to the head, all the code for the body, such as Google Analytics tracking codes, code to the top of my post, trigger on my post page, all that kind of stuff. You would not want to use more than one theme. Well, the page builder is just creating a click and drag interface. It doesn't take any of the styles. So a page builder is quite simply just creating divs with boxes. So this here, yeah, this thing here, that there is this. It's HTML. Yeah, it's created a div. It's given that div a class of that, and then it just adds a bit of CSS behind it. Yeah, so it's just a page builder. It's all it's doing is imagine having a big library just open beside you that had all the code that you could copy and paste. That's essentially what a click and drag editor does. Except the best thing about Divi is that you can then go in and change the code that you copy and pasted. Yeah, so it's not just dragging boxes onto the screen. After you drag the box on the screen, you go into the box and change everything about it. So that's all that is doing. That's all the Divi builder is doing. It's just doing stuff like this, making it easy to build. All right. Perfect. Well, I think that's pretty much everything that we can cover about the e-commerce functionalities of WordPress and setting it up and getting it running. That's pretty much it. Are there any other questions at this stage? In WordPress, yes, you can. So, for example, I do that all the time. So, for example, let me see, try and find a good example here of how to remove these default stuff. Don't worry, I've already missed my train. That's grand. That's grand. I'll stick here. I'll stick around here. I'll have a coffee, and then I'll make the long trek home. But let me just quickly check it. Look here, cookies for the office. What you can do, guys, is you can suck in your more stuff into your child theme, so you can edit the code. But like the easiest thing to do, the easiest thing that I do find to do, let me just find. I know exactly. The first thing that I do is normally with an image. There we go. See here? See the title of the image? I don't like that happening. So what I would normally do as a quick fix, I'd inspect that. I'd see here, it's an MPF title. In fact, what I don't want is I don't want any of this, the 1 of 4, and I can see here by inspecting, so get very used to inspecting WordPress themes. So I can see here, this is a class of that. What I want to do is I want to take that class, go back into my themes, and you know what? Divi actually comes with a CSS box at the end. It's not very big. I would still recommend installing a child theme so you can do everything else. But say here, here's my custom CSS for Divi. There's that. There's the class that was targeting that whole thing down there. And what I would do is just, 1, 2, 3, DISPLAY, none, and save changes. There we go. Now, if I want, so now let's just take a quick look. Refresh. Click. Gone. Yeah, so that nice and quickly. So we can do a lot of our editing with CSS. Now ideally we want to remove that from the theme altogether if we don't want to display that. To do that you have to create the child theme, and then you have to go looking around the child theme. And the only way to do that is to actually go ahead and read it. So that's why I like working with Divi. I like sticking with one theme and sticking to it, because that means, well, it's a nightmare when you have to read 20 files. I'm sure when you're looking at other students' work on the Facebook groups, I'm sure some of it can be quite daunting when you're looking at all the code that they've written. I prefer to have one theme that I kind of know my way around, so that I can go in and actually edit it using my child themes. How do I update the plugins I've installed? Quite simply, I go to my dashboard and I click on Updates, and all my updates will be all held here. And this will actually come up big in red whenever a big update comes in. You'll actually see updates kind of very noticeable up here. We just click on that, and then I just update. So as I can see, I've got a theme update. It's not actually going to allow me to update this theme without installing the Divi updater and enter my login details, but it actually is that simple, and that will be it. Oh, updates. Perfect. You can also update them from the plugin section, and you can also update your themes from the themes section, but everything, all the updates will all be condensed here. As you can see, plugins, themes, translations, WordPress as well can also be updated from there as well. Did you search for a Bootstrap WordPress theme, Yana, or just a Bootstrap theme? Because we built with Bootstrap. We built the Carl Surf Shack using a Bootstrap theme, but it certainly wasn't a WordPress Bootstrap theme. Thank you very much for that, Sabrina. Thank you very, very much, and best of luck to you as well. No problem at all, Daniel. No problem at all. Yes, me too. Me too. Listen, well, sure. Hopefully I'll see you in the industry in a while. There you go, Marina. That is exactly right. So in Joomla, Marina created a nice theme where she has some if functions for different positions, allowing it to be a main page or have 1 or 2 sidebars, and then you can customize the CSS across color, etc. And bam, it's a customized template. Exactly right, Marina. That's fantastic. No problem, Carol. That is correct, Melaine. What's going to happen is I'm going to stick up all the recordings there on, the recordings will be going up twice a week, and you'll be able to catch them all there. I'll have a nice description there for you guys as well. But listen, you've actually completed the course here, and what I might do is I might actually release the final assignment to you tomorrow, because if you remember when I was when it was kind of under wraps, just while I was confirming things, I decided to fast track you guys through the course. Like, we should only really be starting Bootstrap at this stage, and should have been spending more time doing each individual projects. But it looked like I wasn't going to be here to cover Bootstrap or cover WordPress, so I decided, listen, it'd be better for us to do all this live together, and then sure, all the practicing can be done yourself as well. That's fine, guys. Listen, I am handing over everything back over to Shaw Academy. But listen, this will be all those dashboard issues will be sorted out. By tomorrow. Well, sorry, not by tomorrow, but tomorrow. Because tomorrow is the last possible day they can actually sort it out with me. Thank you very much for that, Melaine. I certainly will. I certainly will. Thank you very much, Carmen. I'll see you again. Yes, you are, Helen. Yes, you are. You're getting all the previous recordings. Some of it will be duplicate content. Some of it will be duplicate content, but I'll put a description there. So, say the graphics and media. I don't think we got around to 3D text creation in this one. So, if you opened up the graphics and media one from last month, well, then that will also have the Pengu the penguin. But we didn't make Paddy the GIF, Paddy the SVG man. Last month we made some 3D text to be able to go and take a look at that. I would say keep emailing the web.design email address. Someone will take that over. But it will really be up to Shaw Academy on who they delegate that work to. Thank you very much, Raphael. Thank you very, very much. I wish you all the best. Thank you very much for that as well, Bandier. Thank you very, very much. Sorry about that, Shantae. If you take a look at the last lesson, just take a look at, if you skip ahead to the end of the last lesson, really around question time, all of it will be explained. Where am I going? I'm actually not, well, I'm going back into web design. I'm going back into becoming a professional web designer again. Some exciting stuff has come up. Thank you very much, Marina. Thank you very, very much. Thank you, Helen, and the same to you. All the best. Thank you very much, Susan. Thank you. I wish you all the best as well. All my students out there, absolutely fantastic. Thank you, Bonnie. No problem, Stephen, and thank you, Shane. I'll have to see, Bandar. I'll have to see. We'll have to see what the future holds here. Thank you very much, Leanne. Thank you very much. And thank you very much, Gordon, Donna Marie, Yana, Shantae, Jacqueline, Christine. Oh, I certainly will check those out, Christine. I certainly will. But listen, guys, I actually better run because coming up, I've got a good 40 minutes over. But listen, you'll get this video tomorrow with all the horrible mistakes I made. I might stick a little notice to say that you can skip forward if you wish. But anyway, I will leave it in uncut so you can enjoy all the failing around. But listen, guys, have a very good morning, a very good afternoon, a very good evening, and a very good night. Goodbye, everybody.